last night. You wanted me a cover, that's okay. What your lack of talent is getting in the way. Maybe it's just that you don't understand, or maybe that you're scared of cutting off your hand. Well, don't be put off if you're too crap. It's time to sit down and watch Euronymous Hogshead. Come on, yeah, Euronymous Hogshead.
Hello wood carving enthusiasts, and welcome to another edition of How to Chainsaw Woodcarve with me, Hieronymus Hogsap. Since my last video, I have been inundated with fan emails filled with requests for things that you, the viewer, would like to see me make. Why don't we take a look at some of them now? Dust Monkey, bring the fan emails! There he is. Thank you very much, Dust Monkey. Dear Mr. Hogsap, we recently found your instructional videos on YouTube and thought it was worth taking the time to say that your beard is crap and you look like a disgraced geology teacher. Love, Mum and Dad. P.S. Get a real job. Dear Sir Stroke Madam, since viewing your videos, we would like to congratulate you on passing our intelligence test and to let you know that you have been fast-tracked onto our medical study timeshare pyramid program. Hi, Hieronymus Hogsap. My name is Pete, and I'm a big fan. This could be a winner. Before I started watching your videos, I was but a humble the CEO of Amnesty International, saving lives, earning money, and generally doing good in what I now realise was an empty, bland existence. After subscribing to your channel, I quit my job to dedicate my life to wood carving. I have developed a crusty exterior from the beating down of the sun and constant insect bites. This has caused my wife to leave me, but on the plus side, my hands have grown a thick callus of fungal infections, making them asbestos-like and perfect for pulling jacket potatoes out of bin fires. Thanks, Hieronymus. Can you please make an Easter Island head so I can spruce up the medical waste dumping ground where I now live? Well, Pete, me old China, we've got you covered right here. One good thing about the Easter Island head design is that it is not necessary to use a carving bar and can therefore be accomplished with almost any type of chainsaw. The other good thing about the Easter Island head design is that it helps familiarize us with the carving of a human face. Human faces being notoriously difficult to carve. It's important that we get to grips with the basics now so that it might help us with future face designs. To familiarize Dust Monkey with the contours of a human face, I have him staring at pictures of David Guest, Clockwork Orange style, so that we might understand where the carver who chiseled his face went so wrong.
Everybody is kung fu fighting, except for us, because we're going to be chainsaw carving. Easter Island heads, to be precise. Now you're probably thinking, Hieronymus, what can carving an Easter Island head teach me about carving a real face? They're all big and chunky and dumb and don't look anything like real people. Not so. When we look at a picture of a real human face, we can see that it is the nose that protrudes furthest, followed by the lips, with the eyes as the deepest part of the face. This means we will start carving a face thusly: nose first, then mouth, then eyes. When we look again at our Easter Island heads, we can see that they too start with the nose, then the mouth, then the eyes. It is important to remember these ratios, even on the most basic of faces. The first cut will become the forehead of our finished piece. Next, we will make a cut that will become the nose. The nose is always the best feature to start with when carving faces. I want to take advantage of this quiet time to share with you some facts I know about Easter Island heads. The Easter Island heads were formed in 1975 by David Byrne as part of the New York post-punk avant-funk scene. Now we put a sweep in the back of the head to give our sculpture some shape and to stop it getting too blocky further down the line. Now we're marking out a rough nose shape and cutting away the wood from the sides of said nose. We want to cut away the wood around the nose without cutting into the nose itself. Watch how Dust Monkey looks into the cuts he has made around the nose to make sure he isn't damaging the nose. This cut also finishes just above the mouth in a sweep. We're now going to mark out a mouth, which we can improve as we go. Try to make sure that it is at a depth that is not as deep as the eyes, but deeper than the nose, like we talked about at the beginning of the video. We now want to mark some ears, and cut away the wood around them so that they are the tallest point on the side of the head, just like real ears. Starting just below our ears, we're now going to mark out the head's jaw and chin before separating them from the neck with a step. The Easter Island Heads hit song Psycho Killer was originally sung as a ballad and reached a staggering number 32 on the Triple J Hottest 100. Now we're going to add a little detail to the nose. Make sure the nostrils are slightly lower than the ridge of the nose. Next, we'll cut into the eyes again to make them deeper and give our head some cheekbones. Some people say the eyes are the gateway to the soul, so really hack in there deep. We now want to give our head a bit more shape by cutting a shallow curve into the cheeks towards the mouth, shaping up the head as we go. But wait! Some eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed that the piece of wood Dust Monkey is carving has a dip in its chin where the bark was growing, which now makes it look rubbish. The way Dust Monkey deals with this is by mirroring the fault on the other side of the chin before working around it until it is gone from both sides. Whilst it may seem strange to put faults into your work, it can sometimes help to keep things symmetrical. He also uses this opportunity to sharpen up the chin area of the sculpture. Our head is nearing completion, though still lumpy and Guestian in patches. Make sure to spend time evening up your work and getting all of the lumps out. Next up, we're going to hit the face with our old friend, the grinder, and 115mm sanding disc with plastic back. As king of all islands, Jimmy Buffett once tried to rename the Easter Islands Margaritaville, until his inevitable defeat at the hands of the Easter Island Army. It's now time to introduce the reader at home to a new tool for your wood carving arsenal, the finger sander! This frisky little beauty gets into spots that other sanders just can't reach, with a belting 500 watts of power and a customizable speed setting. The Makita finger sander is the undisputed king of finger sanders. But this sucker don't come cheap, often costing well over 100 smackaroonies. Because Dust Monkey is paid in expired medications and Tamagotchis, he has opted for a cheaper Black & Decker model. It is more than sufficient for this carving, and it is bright red, which, as Vin Diesel from the Fast and Furious movies will tell you, makes it go faster. Like an Edwardian duke, Once our face is smoothed up, we're going to put some oil on it. I recommend raw linseed oil, not boiled, but raw. Boiled linseed is thicker than raw and will stop sinking into the wood if too many layers are applied. But feel free to slap as much of the raw on as you see fit. There you have the finished head.
Dearest Pete, I hope you enjoyed the video and that this information has helped you to make your own Easter Island head to do with as you see fit. I have been practicing kissing with mine, and if my splintered lips are anything to go by, I'm getting pretty good at it too. Yours sincerely, Hieronymus Hogsap. Well, that's all the time we've got time for this time. So thanks again to Pete, and remember to leave any suggestions you have for things you'd like to see us carve in the comments below. Join us again on the next episode of How to Chainsaw Wood Carve time.